people are what has brought MHS to where it is today, not the focus on numbers. I'm Andy Levin and I'm the president of MHS Lift. We are a material handling distributor, which means we primarily sell forklifts, and we also do warehouse layout and design. So we'll sell pretty much anything that you'd see inside the four walls of a warehouse or a distribution center. My father started this business about 51 years ago. Our dad really built a great company, and he realized very early on in the 1970s that there wasn't going to be margin forever in selling forklifts, that you really had to build an aftermarket. And he really dedicated a lot of time and money into building up the service department, the rental department, parts department, and so forth. He reinvested pretty much everything he had back into the business to try to build an organization, not just a sales company. So before implementing the fundamentals, we were still a very strong company. We had an excellent reputation in the industry. The challenges that we had before the fundamentals was that we really did have more of a silo type environment. You know, I historically ran the operations of the business. My brother managed the sales and marketing of the business, and our dad ran the accounting and oversaw the whole business. But it was very silo oriented, and there was a lot of internal fighting. It was a challenging environment to come to work every day. There were days where I would drive to work and I would get into the parking lot and I'd just grip the steering wheel hard, and I didn't want to go to work myself. And when we bought the business, we discussed it and we said, if we don't want to come to work now, we only have ourselves to blame. We have to do something to change the culture, to change how we respect each other, how we talk to each other, how we behave within the organization. I had decided that I was going to write a list of unacceptable behaviors. And I was going to post these unacceptable behaviors throughout the office. And we were going to start enforcing unacceptable behaviors. And it was just fortuitous that I went to a Vistage meeting at the time, and David Friedman was a guest speaker. And he introduced the concept of the fundamentals, and it really hit me like a lightning bolt. And I read the book, and then I shared this concept with my brother, and we decided to bring David Friedman in for a meeting just to discuss, the concept, what was involved, how do we implement it, and so forth. It was so exciting for us because we were able to finally, identify what it is that we really needed to do. We felt really positive that there were rituals that would keep this being long-standing. And it was such a more positive spin on what we were really trying to accomplish. And it just connected all the dots for us. We had our mission statement, we had our core values, but that didn't affect how people talked to each other, how they respected each other, what we tolerated, what we accepted, what we expected from our people. And the fundamentals was just, to me, it was just brilliant because we came up with 26 behaviors that this is how we're now going to act. This is how we're going to treat each other. This is how we're going to behave. When things come up in the course of a day, challenges, issues, and so forth, we had a culture of people would come to me or my brother or other managers, and they would present their challenges and say, what do you want me to do? And for the longest time, we would answer that question. But once we implemented the fundamentals, we would respond to those questions by saying, well, let me ask you, what fundamental applies to this situation? And when you start doing that over and over and over again, that's when you start to really develop culture. At the beginning, there were certainly skeptics. People would comment about the fundamentals. This is just another fad, that MHS is coming up with. This is another scheme. It's not going to work. I'll give it 6 months. You name it. I mean, there was all the skepticism came out. But 8 years later, we have as much momentum with the fundamentals as we did 8 years ago. Were the fundamentals 100% responsible for our success over the last 8 years? I can't say it was 100%, but I can't deny that the fact that we've been, for Crown Forklift, we've been their #1 dealer 6 out of the last 7 years. We have also improved our top line sales 3x, and we've improved our profit 10x. Also, I would have never even had the courage to put our hat in the ring to be best place to work in Philadelphia. We've won best place to work in Philadelphia the last 2 years. I mean, that's, to me, of all the awards and all the profit and the money, that was our biggest accomplishment, and that I give 100% credit to the fundamental process. So I think it's very important to implement the CultureWise system because it really focuses on the people. Many CEOs spend too much time focusing on the numbers, focusing on their profit, and they don't spend enough time focusing on their people. And they don't spend enough time focusing on what would an improvement in engagement make to the bottom line? What would an improvement in employee retention make to the bottom line? And it's significant. And we've seen significant results once we really started changing our focus. Not to say that we don't focus on the numbers, because we do, okay? However, we're more focused right now on building a great company. And we never set out to be the biggest lift truck dealer in the country. We did set out to be the best. And we really feel that the only reason why we've become nationally recognized as the best forklift company is because of our people.